What is up, everyone? This is me, Prasanna Balakrishnan, back again. You gotta love these low-scoring thrillers, man. I mean, yes, we love high scores. Yes, we love 200 plus 210, 220 being scored. But even 130, 140 target setting, and then when you take the chase till pretty much the last over and you get these many wickets, that is a thriller in itself. Because you sometimes, when you're on the batting side, when you have a low total, sometimes you're in that stick or twist situation. Do I go for it? Do I stay for a little bit? Do I then play out this over, then bat at the end? Whereas compared to a high scoring game, you don't have a choice. You have to hit anyway. You can't. You don't really have the. You don't really have a chance to really see one or two balls, because even if you do that, the run rate gets higher and higher, and you're just left yourself to do with too much of catching up. And we got a low scoring thriller today. Royal Challengers Bangalore taking on Kolkata Knight Riders. Kolkata obviously won their first game against us, CSK. RCB lost their first game despite scoring 205 against Punjab Kings. Sorry. And yeah, what a great game it was. Now both teams are at one win, one loss each. And before I go into this review any further, I will request you, all of you, to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, taking notifications whenever I do videos like this or go live. I will do a CSK versus Lucknow Super Giants match review as well tomorrow on this very channel. And pretty interesting content coming up. And obviously Saturday we have Chelsea we Brentford. I'll do a match review for that as well. And Sunday, Chennai Super Kings faces Punjab Kings, and I'll do a match review for that as well. So much content going on through this IPL, and obviously with the end of the Premier League season coming up. So do make sure to follow me on my socials as well, and let us try to get to 500 subscribers as quick as possible. So speaking of RCB and KKR, this is what RCB went with. They won a good toss, and it was basically a no-brainer to decide to bowl first, because that's been the pattern of pretty much the last 1 or 2 years in the IPL. I mean, the due factor sets in, win the toss, bowl first, chase, and win the game. That's only last night when Rajasthan Royals completely battered SRH. That was the only time this season where a chasing team has failed to win. The other games, whoever has chased has won. So that will probably be the norm going to the rest of this tournament as well, because it's just that the due factors are coming in, and you would rather bat second, and you would not rather bowl in the second half, given that the ball is slipping, and chasing and fielding under lights can be a bit of a hassle. But it is what it is, and RCB went with the same team, the team which just about lost against Punjab. Still, this is a pretty good squad though, and KKR did make that one change. They brought in Tim Southee for Shivam Mavi. We looked at that. We looked at KKR's first batting, and RCB completely owned KKR's batting, to be honest. I mean, you look from the start, you see them getting starts. No one really going on to make big scores. All those 10, 12, 11, 13. And RCB, credit to them, they bowled absolutely well. I mean, they used the short ball to absolutely good effect. That's how the first few wickets fell. You look at Venkatesh Head, he fell to a short ball from Akashdeep. Ajinkya Rahane fell to a short ball, who was good field setting from RCB as well, keeping Shahbaz Ahmed in the deep for a fantastic game, who I'll come to in a bit. Nitish Rana, he was also got out to a short ball. He started well with the 4 and a 6, but he was caught extremely well by David Willey, chasing after a ball. Going behind is never tough, especially when you see the ball is just going away from you, compared to when you're coming in from the boundary line. And that was a very good catch by David Willey. And then it just kept on going. No KKR player really took advantage of the situation. And Wanindu Hasaranga, what a bowler, man. He was absolutely class today. 4 wickets. And no wonder why he's the number 1 T20 bowler in the world. No wonder why they shelled out big bucks for him. And you wanted to keep him from last season, because he is really worth it. You see the amount of variations he has, the skill he has, the know-abouts of what to bowl, where to bowl, because that's the thing about leg spinners. They have so many variations compared to your normal off spinners. And when you're a leg spinner and you have some sort of a turning track, you will definitely reap dividends if you pitch it in the right areas. And that's what Hasaranga did today, especially the one where he got Sheldon Jackson out the first ball, perfect googly. Sheldon Jackson, you would expect him being a wicket keeper to actually read the ball out of the hand, because that is what keepers do, standing behind the stumps. That's how they're able to do these stumpings and how to gather the ball. They read the ball out of the bowler's hand, being from the wicket keeper's hand, and you would expect someone like Sheldon Jackson to read the ball out of Hasaranga's hand. He clearly had no idea. There was a big gap between bat and pad, went straight through the gate. And KKR were just falling like flies. No one standing. I mean, you see Russell probably gave a good fist of it, but apart from that, not really much to speak of. And they did have a late flurry from Umesh Yadav and Varun Chakravarti. Not say flurry, but they hit some runs. And you look at these partnerships, 101 for 9, and you're thinking, okay, how much can they restrict them to? You would think maximum 105, 110. But RCB, their feeling was kind of slack at the end, and they were not bowling the correct lengths. Apart from when Akashdeep bowled the perfect Yorker, which he should have done a few minutes back. And those extra runs did make a massive difference in the game going until the pretty last over. And credit to RCB, they bowled well. 128, you would think, is never going to be enough on a track like that, but you never know, especially given how some games have gone. Low scoring thrillers. This is why low scoring thrillers, they are one of my favorites compared to these high scoring thrillers. And you see there, RCB, they made a horrible start with the bat. And KKR again with the bowling. Umesh Yadav was absolutely brilliant at the start. He picked up Anuj Rawat in the first over. Tim Southee picked up Faf du Plessis in the second over. And Virat Kohli came in, and you're thinking the first 2 balls he hit for boundaries, and you're thinking, wow, this is finally the Kohli we wanted to see. And then how he gets out the other 25,569,431 times, nicking outside off stump when he doesn't need to, and then you find yourselves 3 down already. This is Kohli's rather the last 2 years in a nutshell. Outside off stump, harmless bowling just goes like which is totally unnecessary, because you're putting your team in more danger now. And then they were in a pretty precarious situation at that time, where they sent in David Willey when du Plessis was out to I think it was just for hitting purposes, and Kohli could hold another end. But once Kohli got out and another 4 came in, both of them really had to stand. You look at those strike rates; they don't paint a pretty picture. But given the situation and the target they had to face, you have to say they did their job. And you look at Shahbaz Ahmed; he came in, he did his knock. This 27 of 20 you see here made all the difference. He should have stayed till the very end. He hit a 6 of Varun Chakravarti, who was very average today. He couldn't get things going. And then the last ball of his spell, he again tried to go for he tried to dance down the wicket and hoik him over cow corner, missed it altogether, and then he got stumped. But Dinesh Karthik came in, and he did see off a few balls, and then when the final over had to come, he faced it and he finished it off how Dinesh Karthik actually does. He is actually one of the greatest finishers who not many people actually talk about, because he's superb. The way he keeps his calm and composure at the end, he's so experienced. He's played all formats, and he's played it for so many years. And when you have someone like Dinesh Karthik at the strikers end facing a chase, there is only going to be one result. Spare a thought though for Shreyas Iyer. I thought he genuinely wished he had Russell fully fit, but when Russell was about to stop a boundary, he did his shoulder a bit, and you see then he couldn't really give his 100%, and Shreyas Iyer had no choice but to really give Venkatesh an over, of which Harshar Patel scored 2 crucial boundaries, which actually changed the game, and it brought it down to 7 of 6 balls, and then Dinesh Karthik finished with 2 balls, 1-6, 1-4, and that was about it. You look at the KKR bowling. Umesh Yadav, again, he was absolutely fantastic. Tim Southee was good. And Andre Russell, he wasn't himself today. He was injured and he gave away runs. Sunil Narine, man, what a bowler. 4 overs, 1 for 12. He made up for Varun Chakravarti's expensive overs. And Varun Chakravarti, to be honest, he wasn't wasn't himself today. He wasn't the bowler. There were many loose balls. And Venkatesh Iyer did bowl half decent, to be honest. You can't really fault him. He was literally thrown under the bus in those situations, and it's these type of situations where you have to make use of. And he couldn't. And RCB did make use of, and they get their first win. Now KKR have 1 win, 1 loss. RCB have 1 win, 1 loss. Tomorrow, say Chennai Super Kings play Lucknow Super Giants. Both of these teams are coming off a loss, so another one will definitely join. So someone is going to lose 2 games. Someone is going to actually find themselves with 2 losses tomorrow. Whether it will be the Lucknow Super Giants or the Chennai Super Kings, we're going to be seen. But this was a great game of cricket. You love these type of low-scoring thrillers. Keep till the last ball. Although you might not be a fan of these two sides, as a fan of cricket, as a fan of T20 cricket, you do want to see. I love to see these type of games, and you can only hope that we do see more of these low-scoring thrillers in the near future. Obviously, there's still 2 more months, so plenty of low-scoring thrillers on our way. Although the template would be rather so similar: win the toss, have a bowl. I think probably that would be the same case tomorrow. If CSK win the toss or LSD win the toss, it would be definitely a no-brainer to take the field and have a bowl. But that's about it for this video. If you're new to this channel, hit the like button and the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification to get notifications whenever I upload videos like this or go live. I will be doing a CSK versus Lucknow Super Giants match review tomorrow, pretty much around the same time. So do stick out for that. And as I keep saying at the end of every single video, stay safe and wash them hands.